going until you completed the one you're already on. So those people, Red Bear here, Salongley, Vernon Williams, Marie Oldfield, Sue Gladstone. These were some members, and then some members didn't come back, like Jenny Cross. All these people were beneficial. Charlene Young were beneficial in helping those people that were overwhelmed with grief. And as Chris said one time, I never seen so much grief, you know. So we did it. And this is part of the ceremonies. This is you don't believe how it works. But you have to try it. You try it. You go make a fire and you go and you try and see what happens. See what transpires in your life. And be thankful. The Creator gave us these gifts to use, not to run away from, not to hide them. And I see way too much getting out of whack here with a lot of things. You know, I see things. What I want to make clarity right now is that you need to work it. You need the permission. And what that means is that if I'm doing a fire, I needed permission somewhere down the line to get that fire going. People run sweat lodges and don't know what they're doing. They and it's easy to make a mistake. Have they accomplished their mission? Have they accomplished what they're set out to do? You need permission, and you'll feel that. Okay, you've learned enough from your teacher. Now you can move on, and see how you do. You can always go back and say, well, I need a little more, or I need a little less, or whatever. But you can always go back and talk about it. So these things I want to bring up because things are getting out of hand with a lot of people. It's just, and everything is about how much dollars can I put on the table right now? You know, and if we say something, or any of my brothers and sisters say anything, it's taken on a low note. But if we do something, everything's a high note. We're doing wrong. Whether we're protecting the territory, whether we're protecting the medicines, whether we're protecting whatever, it's always, oh, you're always crying about this and that. Remember whose territory this was. Remember who was here first. You know, and that's the last thing the Creator told the people, the Aboriginal people, is that if you stay with your songs and your ceremonies, I'll always be there. So, okay.
Taking care of your spirit, what does that mean? Being good to yourself. What does that look like for those that are on their spiritual journey or starting their spiritual journey?
That's something that we have to find, Chris. Is that on our spiritual welfare? Is that means that I'm going to tell you something. There's some things that love. I could never say I love myself. I was 70 years old when I first said it. That's amazing. I said I finally love myself. I mean, so what I'm trying to say, it's never too late. It's never too late to do the work that's necessary. And some of it's so easy You stand out in your balcony. I'm grateful that I'm alive today. I'm grateful that I'm here. You go home and you acknowledge another human being. That's a form of prayer. That's how simple prayer is. When you acknowledge another human being on a new day, and it can be an animal. You're complimenting the animal kingdom. You're complimenting everything around you. Remember, everything talks. Everything understood each other at one time. And and because of our blocks, we got a long way away from that. And so taking care of yourself, you comfort yourself, you love yourself, you be good to yourself. And you can only take on what you can have. You have to be patient. You know, I hear people say, "Oh, I wish I had a girlfriend." Then they have a girlfriend, and it don't work out. It takes time. It takes time to build that. And let me tell you, it's not easy when you do it. It just takes trust and and love. So it's about being absolutely wonderful to yourself. I hope that's a good answer for you.
Hmm. Now, for those that are in a place to find their way, how do they learn to trust their guidance from the other side?
It comes in stages and it comes in parts. You see, like I was talking about visions, it's the same thing. You can't go on to the next without completing or for not completing, fulfilling what you need. Fill yourself up, fill your container up. Um, when I first quit drinking, my main goal was to try to stay away from drinking and the drugs. I managed to do that, and and things started coming to me because I started going back to my connections. Okay, what's my creation story? What's some of my language? All these kind of little things started popping up. So I learned my creation story. I learned a lot of the stories that are needed to be. But because of people talking to me, I had to learn where I live now in Haida Gwaii and the stories and the cultures. So, and that's really filling your cup because now you remember a lot of these stories and uh, and you can move on into and greater into helping people. So what's the question that most people say? Addiction. Addiction's killing all our people. It's hurting us. It's worse than residential school, I even heard. Connection is the only thing. Getting back to who you are. You connect and addiction goes. Because you know who you are. You know you don't need it. You know you can withstand the problems of today.
What was your introduction to ceremony?
I started going to these spiritual gatherings, right? Elder and youth, and they were all over. And I happened to run into a lot of my own people, Iroquois people, Mohawk and Onondagas, and I started seeing things, or better yet, let's put it this way: they started seeing things in us. So that's where I first started learning a lot of ceremonies. Fire, why, you know, and on, and giving thanks, feeling grateful, listening to the old stories since time began. We talk about the medicines and the people. It was really good. It was really interesting, and it lasted for 4 days. But the whole time was on through ceremonies, singing, drumming. You know, I even seen some healing practices there where we get the bear, and I seen that one, and that's what got me to thinking. They told me to go home and go get a song that's so powerful it can move everything. That's the bear healing song that burned, because I went and seen everybody. Nobody knew that kind of a song, but Vern went out. He said, "Take me 30 days. Take me 4 days. I'll be back." A year and a half later. So nothing is quick. Let me. You have to accept that nothing is quick. Nothing is just. It happens. You know. You might feel it, but you have to work it. You know, doing what I do, I had to work at it because I'm not perfect. So
A lot of the most genuine helpers out there came from very dark places. What advice would you have to those that are currently in dark places?
you mean healers?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, you have to understand. You have to understand that these people, even though they're dangerous, and they can be dangerous because of you're mixing witchcraft and a few other things, they were once good healers, but something overwhelmed them in their life. It could have been grief, it could have been money, it could have been anything to turn them like they did. And and but you have to realize they were very powerful healers. So that's why you got to be careful, you know. And once in a while, you can wake up one or two up to come back into the light. So they're not. And one specialty I'll tell you is that don't ever talk about them. Oh, that guy over there. It's not good medicine because you can get hurt. So I just wanted to put that point across is that at one time they were good people. They can come back stronger than ever. I don't know. It's hard.
So, what about those that are in addiction? Because, we all understand the brightest lights are put in the darkest places. And because they were sent here to be helpers. You know, they feel like it might be hopeless. It might be too late or something. What would you say to them?
Well, Chris, I think all of us at times feel like that we're not getting anywhere. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, how's it going, Pete?
Okay, what's up?
Yeah. I am just curious. I'm trying to pull together kind of a last minute medicine harvesting day on